Hello, Bournemouth fans. Hope you're doing well. It's international break, Cherries Red Army, but we got a live premiere video coming your way. I've got Sammi here, Bournemouth fan, talking cherries, and a video that we've wanted to do for quite a while on this channel, talking about AFC Bournemouth women and women football in general. And Sammi, what a better way to do it than speak to an AFC Bournemouth women's player?
I know. I'm really looking forward to this one. This should be good.
Excited, yeah?
Yeah.
But first, before we get our start of the show on, are you subscribed to Cherries Red Army yet? If not, hit that subscribe button. We'll really appreciate it. Help us grow throughout the season. Also, at some point in the video, we'll really appreciate a like. Doesn't cost anything, but it really does help the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. And also, we want to get your comments in the chat. So the chat's going to be open. You can comment with fellow fans and let us know your thoughts throughout the video. So it won't take you much through your phone, your laptop to have men's football, elite football in front of your face. But in the last few years, women's football is progressing very well and it should be recognised. And is it there yet? Is there more work to do? Well, let's have a chat with AFC Bournemouth women's player, Becki Bath. Looking forward to getting your thoughts, Becki, on some of those goals. But from me and Sammi, welcome to the channel. How are you doing? Have you settled in Bournemouth?
Yeah, all good, all good. Settled in really well to Bournemouth. From coming from Portsmouth, a bit more of a travel for me on a daily basis, as I'm working down there too. So yeah, settled in really well, really enjoying it. Great team.
We'll come to your clubs then that you've currently played for, but let's go back right to the start. I think you're born in the 90s, I believe. What got you into football and took you potentially to those first clubs that you've played for?
So yeah, born in the 90s, which is crazy. Coming up to 30 now, so good. Oh, I want to say 20 years ago. I actually was a tap and ballet dancer, believe it or not, and I think I must have got into some school team. You know, all my friends must have in primary school thought I was up a girls' football team, so I joined that. And yeah, it went from there really. I played for just my local club, got scouted on the sideline, went to Southampton Academy. From Southampton Academy, spent another 7 seasons at Chelsea Academy. And that's all I knew really, Chelsea Academy. And then back then there was not much money behind it. My dad said to me, I think I was 17, I was just about to go to college. He said, you can either go to college up here or down in Portsmouth, and I chose Portsmouth, where I signed back on for Southampton. I don't know why, but I did, and then went to Portsmouth, and that's where I spent the last 3 or 4 seasons before coming to Bournemouth. So here I am.
Cool. That's the story behind signing for Portsmouth, is it? You were just sort of like in the area and.
Yeah, I'm a born and bred Portsmouth fan. Have been ever since I was a kid. You know, going down to Portterne Park every Saturday, and I want to say I always wanted to play for Portsmouth, but for some reason something never really appealed to me. I kind of had them lingering around, managers messaging me all through my late teens and early 20s, and that something just didn't appeal to me. I don't know what it was, so I stuck with Southampton. I guess it's what I knew. And I think I played a season for Moneyfields just to kind of, I don't know why. I knew the manager and I just went there for a season. You know, they were up and coming. I thought I'd help them out for a season. And then Portsmouth, yeah. And that's where I ended up at Portsmouth for 3 seasons. And I would say that was probably my best football there.
I think Zoe Rundle's a Portsmouth fan as well. I'm sure she is.
She is, yeah. That's all we talk about.
We won't mention it too much. But talking about Portsmouth then, I think it was December 18 that you signed. And am I right in thinking you were top goal scorer in the league before it null and voided because of COVID?
Yes, I think I was top goal scorer so it would have been the 1920 season. And then again for the 2021 season. And again, that got null and voided as well, which was very frustrating. Yeah, I was top goal scorer for both seasons, I think.
Okay, so this summer, why sign for AFC Bournemouth? Now, I do know Steve Cuss from a past and of when I tried to get in at Wimborne and I got an injury, so he didn't sign me in the end. Well, at that time anyway. So obviously, signing for Bournemouth, Steve Cuss, lovely guy, but what was the appeal? Because am I right in thinking that you've had to drop down the league?
Yes, I dropped down the league. So I wouldn't say I was the happiest at Portsmouth. I created great friendships with the majority of the girls there, and loved my time there. But something just wasn't sitting right for me. And I knew a couple of the Portsmouth girls that actually left Portsmouth throughout the summer and went to Bournemouth, and they said, you know, it was great. It was a great opportunity. A few of them had signed for Bournemouth, and were kind of, were bigging it up to me. And I mean, a lot went on behind the scenes at Portsmouth. We won't go into that. And like I said, I wasn't happy and I wanted a new challenge. So I kind of did my research. I looked into what Bournemouth had to offer as a team, and I can say that I am more than impressed with how the girls set up is down there, and how they support the girls. And yeah, Steve sold it to me basically. Steve sold me a dream. And I see so much potential, probably more potential than I've seen at any club I've been at with Bournemouth. I feel promotion is definitely on the cards this season. And I want to be a part of getting the club to the highest possible points in the women's leagues.
Cool. So talking of this season then, so still unbeaten, I believe. So
yeah,
you're sitting 5th in the table, is that right, on 12 points? 3 wins,
yes,
3
we
draws?
are. 3 wins, 3 draws. The only team in the league not to have lost, actually, which is a great achievement. Touch wood. I mean, we have 2 games in hand, and I think we're 5 points off the top. So next 2 games, 2 wins, and we'll be sitting nice at the top, on the same amount of games as the other teams as well. So, yeah.
And just to butt in there, Sammi, we like an unbeaten run, don't we, Sammi, at Bournemouth?
Certainly do.
Oh, I hope we can kind of carry on that unbeaten run as well as the men's team.
Let's see if the ladies can outdo the men on that.
Yes, we'll see. Yeah. A little bit of competition. I like that.
Yeah. So, what's it like playing under Steve Cuss in comparison with other clubs you've sort of played at? Is it sort of quite different going from club to club?
Yeah, it's different at every club. You know, I wouldn't say that there's any more knowledge behind all the different managers. I think they all have the same goal. The way they want the team to play at every club has been completely different. I mean, at Portsmouth, we were very, very hot on getting the ball out to the wing, crossing the ball in. And at Bournemouth, we don't play with any wingers, which is crazy. A big adaptation because I do like to spread the ball across the pitch. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's different. It's not a bad different. It's just
different style.
Yeah, different style. And it sounds really, really silly, but even that drop of leagues, it's not a massive drop. But I think you can kind of tell within training, it might not be as intense, or Yeah, but no, it's great. He's a great guy, and he does know what he wants with the club, and of course he's got all the backing behind him, which is brilliant.
Tell us a bit about those leagues then. So how does it work? Because it's sort of a split, isn't it? Northern and Southern. And then sort of how many levels are you away, shall we say, from the Women's Super League?
Okay, so the Super League is equivalent to the Men's Premiership. Super League 2 is equivalent to the Men's Championship. Then we have Div 1 North and Div 1 South.
Right.
Which is equivalent to League One, but it's just split up into North and South, basically, to prevent travelling all over the country, I'm assuming. And then you have us, and so it's like a pyramid. So we, in our league, technically classed as League 2 as such, but we have 4 different leagues. We have 4 different tables as such. You know what I mean? We have 4 different tables in one league. So we've got, I want to say southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest.
Yeah.
Something along them lines. I just try to focus on our table.
I do like the sound of it. It feels like a bit League 2, which I used to love. Do you know what I mean? It's
definitely.
I love it, but the team's doing very well from what I've seen, and it looks very positive. Right. Let's say then it was quite a good start for your AFC Bournemouth career, Becki. Now, in August, you were voted for 2 goal contenders, I think, in the goal of the month. Now, you did win this award in the end. However, is it okay to say that you nearly lost out and it might have been your own fault?
Yes, that's very correct. Yeah, so I think there was a percentage between was it Dom Solanke's goal, and I was actually being quite a nice person, really. I voted for him. I didn't actually know the percentage between, but I thought his goal was great. So I voted for him just so I could really keep an eye on the percentages on Twitter. And it did boil down to 36 and 35%. So I could have outvoted myself, but luckily I didn't.
It was a worldie. I did see an interview as well that said that someone bet you 40, 50 quid to, bet you couldn't score from there, and you did it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, he bet me. So I think the ball had rolled over to his feet and he kind of nudged it back to me. And he said, he was with a group of friends, and he said, I bet you can't score. I dare you to try and score or something. And I said, okay, I said, I'll hold you to that. And I thought, from that position, I mean, the chance of me shooting instead of crossing the ball is very slim. But I just had this urge to just prove him wrong. So I did. And then before I took it, I said, mark your word, I'll give it a go. And he said, it's got to go top corner though, or it's got to lob the keeper or something. And I said, okay. I said, whatever you're saying. So yeah. And then he messaged me after and he said, I'll stick to my bet and I'll give you the £50 when I next see you. Well, funny enough, I've never seen. I can't remember what he looks like. I've never seen him again.
I was going to say, have you actually had the money? Because I think,
No.
Sammi, we need to set up Justice for Becki or something. Can you get this 50 quid?
Start a Twitter hunt for this man.
Yeah, I actually, he Instagram messaged me, so I do know his name, but I can't remember what he looks like for the life of me.
I mean, Sammi, I know you like this goal as well. I mean, what was you thinking when you saw this goal?
Yeah, I voted for it.
Get in.
I did vote for it. I was just, as soon as you kicked it, it was like, yeah, that's going in. So yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I'm going to try and show you this. Well, you say that, Becki, but I'm going to try and show you something now, because if you're currently watching this video and you're thinking, that was probably a one-off, it was in the intro clip before Becki came on. I don't think it is, I'm going to show another clip here, and hopefully I've got this right, Becki. But is this not you as well? I'm hoping the clip does play through. But this might be against Portsmouth if it plays. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to play, but it looks like it's a long shot as well against Portsmouth. Is that right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was right. Yeah, that was Wednesday night. Yeah.
Oh, it's in a bit of a slow-mo. which is a shame. But if you do check it out, I think I see it on Instagram, and it's another 40, 50. So this isn't a one-off. The great thing I love about this video, I'll see if I can play it. The great thing I love about this video is that it's your teammates. They're not surprised by it at all. It's not going to play, unfortunately. You will have to check it out on Instagram. It's your teammates that I love. You score it, and then they just like, oh, that's just Becki doing what Becki does. They're not surprised by it. You've got to check it out.
I think it was more the fact that we were probably 90% in possession of the ball and we weren't doing anything with it, and it was really frustrating for everyone. I think I did open the score line just across in the box, and I just kind of deflected off of one of their defenders and went in, luckily. So we was 1-0 up and we just couldn't score. It was the most frustrating thing. We just could not get the ball in the back of the net. We should have been about 4 or 5-0 up at this point. So I thought, I could see the keeper off our line again. I thought I'm just going to try my luck. So I did.
Just staying with that then. So Sammi talked about being unbeaten. I mean, are you where you are at the start of the season, expectations that Steve set? Are you comfortable where you are at the moment? Are you overachieving?
No. I think I wouldn't say that I ever believe in the saying overachieving. I think personally for me, I set my goals very high, and if I achieve them, I achieve them, and I wouldn't like to ever say that I've overachieved. If anything, I've succeeded more than what I expected. I think as a team, we're very, very happy with where we're sitting at the moment. Fifth, 2 games in hand from the top spot. With I think there's only 5 points between us, and as you can tell, our goal difference is pretty high. We're 1 behind Exeter with a game in hand again. So yeah, I think we're very, very happy, and long may it continue. Let us get to the top of that table and win the league this season.
And Sammi, when you look at that league table, and like Becki says, I think we've got games in hand. It's a good position for the team to be in.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the 2 games in hand, like you say. So win those games and you're sat at the top. So hopefully with those 2 games in hand, it would be, and also you could increase your goal difference. So
absolutely.
I mean, you've already got 7 goals from 6 games, haven't you? Which is a pretty goal tally to have.
I do. 7 goals in 6 games. I don't. You know, until someone says it to me, I'm like, oh, that's actually quite a good achievement. I don't actually think about it, to be honest with you. As cliche as that sounds, yeah. But listen, I don't ever go into a match and think I need to score. I just, as long as we win, I just really don't mind who scores. I don't care who scores. You know what I mean?
I know you've got this competition with Dom, but I think he's on 7 as well. Just thought I'd throw that in there. So just watch out, because I think he's watching your scoring charts. I'm telling you. Okay. But I do love it. So that's about obviously the team currently, AFC Bournemouth Women's, and how you're getting on, Becki. But what do we think overall of the women's game? Let's have a chat on that. So I want to make sure I get these facts right, Becki. I think that the women's game was created or the Elite League, should we say, was in 2010 with 8 teams. It's gone through a few years. They then had a couple of leagues, and then they spread the leagues out. Then it sort of kicked on, didn't it? From about 2018-19, it became a professional league with 11 teams. We're talking about the Women's Super League. 2019-2020, 12 teams, league voided, similar to the league you were in. And then this summer, Sky Sports bought in, and they're showing, I think, 35 games of the Women's Super League. And up to that point, before Sky Sports bought those sort of fixtures, it was sort of mainly just BBC. I know I watched some games on a Sunday, and I saw some highlights in the evening. Are we there yet? Because it really, for me, it feels like we're finally getting somewhere, but maybe not completely there.
Yeah. So sorry, I thought you meant a Bournemouth there. No, Bournemouth aren't there. I I don't know whether there will ever be equality in women and men's football, simply because of finances, viewers, fans, etc., etc. But I can say we're nearly there. We're nearly there. There's, like you said, Sky's kind of got games going at the weekend, and it's the full game. It's on Sky Sports, as well as BT. I think BT have got some. There's all these live streams now. So, for example, in the league above us, so the Div 1, they're playing matches on YouTube streams, and anyone can kind of click onto them and watch it. And I will say lately, like just before leaving Portsmouth, there was quite a big fan base there. So young girls coming through the academies were coming to matches and enjoying coming down to get autographs, and it was very surreal. It was almost like you felt like a little bit professional. But we'll never ever, I don't think, as a woman footballer, I don't think we'll ever stop pushing to get as close to the men's teams as possible.
Definitely progress on where we were though.
100%, yeah, definitely.
So just thinking as well, was like Becki, the female fan. I don't know if you've heard of the initiative Her Game Too. It's an initiative that's kind of come around, and they're just trying to crush out any sort of sexism. Yeah. So as a fan yourself, have you sort of like heard or seen any kind of like, you know, disrespect to female fans around, and sort of what's your opinion on that and how that might have changed over the course of time, like, you know, since you've been a fan as well?
I think it's more I think, you know, I want to say the generation thing. So I think the older generation are still kind of in the mindset that girls don't play football, or girls shouldn't play football, or what have you. I think going through the generations and coming down to this day and age, I think it's more accepting that a girl can play football and that a girl will play football. Just for an example, I went to the stadium yesterday, and there was some sort of workshop going on, and I walked in my kit, and someone said to me, "Men are better at football than girls." And I looked at him and I said, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Like, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion." And that was an older gent, and I just think, you know, are we living in 2021, or are we still back in the 90s? Do you know what I mean? But I do think it's definitely becoming more accepting, and it's impressive as well. Some people are really surprised by the way girls can play football. Like, they come down and watch, and they're like, "You can pass the ball." And we're like, "Yeah, we don't just run around chasing this round object for a laugh." Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I think it's still sad that you still get those comments, and unfortunately I hope that in time we eradicate all of that. But you've just pointed out there, which I was going to pick up, is I think sometimes, you know, countries, government, decision makings of big decisions, sometimes it can feel, Becki, I feel like a tick box exercise. This doesn't feel like a tick box exercise. I think it's now credible. You've got the likes of Kelly Summers, who started, you know, presenting at Bournemouth with Mike Botto. She's gone on now. What's she? Lead presenter for the BBC, for the Women's Super League. You've got the likes of Kelly Cates, who's lead presenter at Sky Sports. You know, you've got Alex Scott now, who's taken up a major role as well, and obviously the football as well is all credible. And I think that it's not an exercise; it's real now.
Yeah, it's definitely real. It's definitely real. It's definitely real, and it's great to see. It's so great to see, and it's great to be a part of as well. Definitely.
Is it just that financial backing then? Do you feel that it will just never get close enough? And I know it's such a difficult question, but I mean, I think it's going completely in the right direction. We're on Sky Sports now. That's fantastic. You just spoke about earlier at the start that you said, you know, you have to travel to obviously play for Bournemouth if you still work, you know, so you're not professional.
No.
So how many teams are professional, and is financial backing one of the reasons that's going to hold it back?
Yeah, so I would say that Super League 1 and Super League 2, everyone is is on a professional contract, I would like to say. Then you've got the league above us, which some teams have a few professionals on there, depending on their ability, and they can't afford for any other professionals. So there might be 3, 4, 5 out of the whole team that are classed as professional. I wouldn't even say it's a fraction of what the men get paid a week. I don't know personally. I would not know salaries or anything like that. I think that's quite a confidential subject. But I can assure you that, it's not even a fraction of what the guys get paid, which is completely fair. You know, the men kind of get the fans in, and they make the money by, I don't know, presenting it on TV. You know, the viewers and stuff like that. It's completely understandable. And I don't think it's until people actually sit down and watch the girls' football that they think, this isn't far off men's football anymore. But yeah, the financial, it would probably come down to finances, definitely.
Sammi, I'll just get your point on this as well, because you brought up her game too as well, which is that fans thing. And I mean, how do you feel as a fan? Because you have really strong opinions about Bournemouth. You speak very, very well. You know, I think you get predicted lineups right every now and again. You know,
Never get the score right.
You do better than me anyway. You get the scoreline. Well, we won't go there. But you know, how are you feeling about being a fan?
To be honest, I've never felt uncomfortable at the stadium. Like, the guys will just chat as if you're one of them. Everyone just sort of mixes in. But I do know, I've even heard of some sort of people around Bournemouth have had some sort of like comments that they've not sort of liked, a little bit disrespectful towards women. Maybe I just sort of like brush that off a little bit and just think, it's a little bit of banter. But some people might take it a little bit more to heart, and that's kind of each to your own in your opinion of how you take comments like that. But yeah, I didn't realize until I sort of started following her game too, and the sort of tweets and everything that they share of some of the comments that female fans are still getting, and like, you shouldn't be there, it's it should only be guys in the stadium, and to the it's just, I just don't see there's any need for it really. So,
well, it does feel that it is going in the right direction, and if we can keep pushing it on, it's going to get into a very, very healthy place, especially when it's got the backing of Sky Sports. Okay, Becki, we spoke a little bit about yourself, about Bournemouth. We've spoken about the game. Should we find out a little bit more about you, though, your personality? Just have a bit of a personality quiz. You up for that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so nothing too serious, but we want to get to know Becki Bath a little bit more for the fans. Okay, so what's your favourite food?
Favourite food? Oh, it depends if it's cheat day or not. If it's cheat day, cheat day. Okay, cheat day. I'm gonna go for a pizza from anywhere, any Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, anywhere like that. I like to just
what topping are we going with?
I'm vegetarian, so it's the veggie option, veggie supreme.
Nice.
More importantly, is Steve going to be okay with this? What you've just said?
He's not listening.
So.
It's fine.
It's only once a week, not even
day.
once a week. Not even once a week.
That's your favourite food then? Sammy's got the next question.
Cool. So, obvious, following on, what's your favourite drink?
My favourite drink?
I'll be careful with this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to non-alcoholic. I'm quite plain when it comes to drinks. I drink a lot of water, and I enjoy drinking a lot of water. But if I was going to treat myself, I probably would have a vanilla Diet Coke.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
And have you got, while we're talking about food and drink though, have you got sort of a pre-match sort of meal that you'd have, or do you mix it up, or is it something like pasta before a game?
No. So if we play on a Sunday, I have the same every time. So I have yogurt and granola in the morning when I wake up. I then have a bowl of Cocoa Pops or Rice Krispies or something rice-based for some extra carbs. And then I actually have porridge before. That's really stupid. Okay. I have porridge with banana, cinnamon and all that, peanut butter. I'm just very, very, very strong believer of carb up before a game day.
Oh.
And then after, pardon?
Sorry, No, sorry, continue. Sorry.
And then after, I'll have a roast dinner. 9 times out of 10, if we're close to home, I'll have a roast dinner. If not, I'll just grab a sandwich, a tuna sandwich or something on the way home. But that's my game day.
Well, that porridge might be putting 45 yarders in your left foot, so don't change it. Okay.
Oh.
Now, the next question, you sort of already answered. It was like, who do you support? And we've sort of established that at the start. So what I'll do is I'll mix it up and I'll go with, I mean, do you have an idol that you looked up to when you started to play the game and someone you wanted to adapt your playing game style to?
Yeah. So my idol was Messi. Oh, from when I was younger, and he came through. I can remember watching him play for Barcelona when I can't even remember how old I was, but I was allowed to stay up and watch it. I think it might even be his debut, or it was one of his first matches for Barcelona. And the reason why I got so attracted to him and his style of play is because he's left-footed, and he did play as number 10. And I don't know, something just attracted me to Messi, and even now I'm like, oh my God, Messi, like he's unreal. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm definitely a big Messi fan. David Beckham, everyone loved David Beckham because he could score worldy free kicks. But yeah, Messi was my idol.
Cool. So, thinking of your current teammates, which one is the funniest or the joker of the pack?
I want to say the goalkeeper, Katie Scadden. She honestly thinks she's fun. Like she'll laugh at herself and no one else is laughing at her, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Is there any other? Sorry, Sammy, go on.
I was going to change the question, so if you want to carry on from that one, Kirk, you can. I'll ask mine in a minute.
I was just going to say, do you have any other teammates that that do any dances before a game, or do they have any favourite music before a game to get the team prepared?
Molly Clark likes to dance a lot. She dances to everything and anything. She'll make up dance moves. Yeah. I think in the change room beforehand, I think everyone's actually very, very, very focused. We have a match day playlist, believe it or not. We've all put a couple of songs on there, and especially me, I'm in the zone at this point. So to kind of listen to any particular music is something I don't actually think about. But yeah, Molly's into music. Molly's dances a lot. There's videos of her all over our social media if you want to see it for future reference.
That was kind of similar to what I was going to ask. Have you got any sort of match day routines or rituals that you kind of stick to? Or any sort of superstitious little, got to wear the same earrings or hairband or?
I personally, I don't. I warm up in different boots to what I play in.
Okay.
And who do we play against? We played against Hounslow, and I didn't actually change my boots after the warm up. And I wouldn't say that I had a bad match, but I didn't score, and to me, I would blame that on the boots. Other than that, no, I think I'm quite general, like just general, normal kind of stuff. I don't have anything where I think, oh my God, I can't do this or I can't do that. I just I'm quite a big believer of what it is, what it is. So, yeah.
How long have you done that for then, Becki? Is that something quite recent, or have you done it since you were a kid?
What, the match?
Or start with a pair of boots to warm up, and then play a match with a pair of boots. I mean, I'm sure your parents didn't want to buy you loads of boots, but
I can't remember when I went for a stage of doing it. Then I kind of stopped it because the boots that I had I still say were magic. So I kind of stopped it for about 2 seasons whilst at Portsmouth, and I started it again this season, and it seems to be working. So
stick with that then.
Yeah.
Maybe they were Predators. I loved my Predators when I was a kid.
I did love Predators.
Final question. You might sit on this fence with this one, or you might go down the middle.
Okay.
End of the season then. Final game. Hopefully Bournemouth get promoted, win the league. Is it winning the league, though, if you had a choice, or top of the goal scoring charts?
Oh, winning the league. 100. I wouldn't even... It's always an achievement to be top of the goals.
Oh, no.
Listen, there's no I in team.
Just checking.
No,
team player. No I in team, is there?
No I in team. No, not at all. Anyone can score a goal, but it takes a team to win. So, yeah, definitely win the league.
Okay, so we're just going to have a short advert. We just want you to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also, give us a like. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. If you weren't able to join us live, just let us know your thoughts in the comments. Just going to get Becky's expectations for the rest of the season. Hopefully, the Cherries can do really well, and we'll close this show out in just a bit. Before Sammi asks the next question, Becki, I just want to let our viewers know, thank you to all our channel supporters currently on the screen in the banner. You can become a channel supporter. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/cherrieswitharmy. Any contributions are much welcome and helps us continue to provide you content throughout the season. Over to you, Sammi.
Cool. So have you set yourself any kind of like individual target, like a goal target or anything for the season? And about the team, have you got a target? I mean, obviously top in the league, I would imagine is where you want to be, but yeah, are there any kind of targets that you've set?
Personally, I wouldn't say I set myself a target every season, and my target every season is to be the best player I can be, really, and to kind of work with the team to be successful. As a team, of course, we want to get promoted, but we also want to keep the team spirit we have going in the camp at the moment. It's a special group of girls, and I mean, we win and we lose together. So, yeah, I think that's our main aim, and to also promote the women's game down in Bournemouth as well. I feel it's starting to get. I think every single week at home matches, we get more and more down. So yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to show the young ones how it's done and how to get involved and encourage them to want to become the best they can become football wise and within themselves. So
I know we touched on it earlier. Can we just where is it that the women's team play, and sort of what days, generally do you play the same day every week?
So we play on a Sunday, 2:00 kickoff, unless there's any midweek game scheduled. So I think that we've got next year, so January onwards, we have Southampton and Portsmouth midweek. Other than that, all games are on a Sunday. If they're at home, they'll be played at 2:00, and they're at Verwood, where Verwood Town play their home matches. I think it's called Potterne Park. Mm-hmm. We play there, yeah. So every home match is 2:00 kickoff. And yeah, it'd be so great to have as many people down there as possible.
I'll put the details in the description of that as well. Also, the socials for the AFC Bournemouth women's team will be in there, Instagram, Twitter. I mean, is that pretty much the main base of where the fans can find the information for the team? Is there anywhere else they can find information?
So Instagram, all notifications go out on Instagram. Twitter we don't actually have our own women's Twitter page. It's AFC AFCB in the community Twitter page. I'm not too sure the reason behind that, but I think it's something to do with we're kind of one club. I'm not sure if there's talks about them getting their own Twitter, so I don't know much. And also Facebook, there's a Facebook page, Bournemouth Women's Facebook page. I think it might be in the community as well, but yeah.
I'll put all those details in the description. Now, on this channel, Becki, we do like to do a match day vlog for the Bournemouth main team, obviously. And I've got a thought, Sammi, that maybe we get down to one of the women's team's matches on that Sunday. I'll need to work it because my boy plays at 2:00 on a Sunday as well. So if he gets a free week, that's when it's going to really work for me, or any midweek games. But Becki, I think we should try and sort out maybe getting a match day vlog for one of the AFC Bournemouth women's team.
Absolutely, no problem at all.
we'll get an interview with you maybe afterwards when you've scored a
Absolutely.
worldie again.
Of
Well, you
course.
check your date back and get back to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Becki, who are you playing this Sunday? Have you got a game this Sunday?
Yeah, we've got Kent United Football Club in the National League Cup. So
Okay. Is that home or away? Sorry.
that's at home. Yeah, at home, 2 o'clock on Sunday. It's going to be a good match. Actually, they're a good team, so won't be boring. Lots of events will be happening.
Can't wait to see the clips. And yeah, really appreciate you coming on, Becki. Maybe we look forward if you come on maybe later in the season or at some point in the
Absolutely.
season. Let us
Not
know
a
how you're
problem
getting
at all.
on and how the team's getting on. Sammi, any final thoughts? Really enjoyed this, and it's
Yeah,
I think it's
fantastic.
opened up a lot of answers for the fans that want to follow the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Also,
nice to meet you.
and you, any fans that want to kind of get involved and ask questions are more than welcome to just drop me a message via Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I'll put Becki's details in the description as well, Sammi. But you enjoyed yourself?
Me, I certainly have. Been interesting. I could have chatted for ages.
Becki, really, really appreciate it. And thank you for doing this for us. We'll get in
No
touch.
worries.
We'll try and definitely get down to a game. But any fans,
That'd be
Sunday
great.
afternoon, 2 o'clock, check out the club website. Obviously, I'm sure they'll have the fixtures. Check out Instagram and all the socials. As I said, will be in the descriptions. You can also check out the FA full-time system. I think we'll also have the Bournemouth League, Women's League in there as well, because that's where I found the details and all those league details. So thank you, Becki. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been great.
Sammi, thanks for joining me, being a co-host.
No worries.
And thank you to you, the fans, for joining us. As I said, you might have joined us live. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. If not, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Until the next video from me, Sammi and Becki, thank you for joining us. See you soon. Up the cherries.